Moving on to visitors' comments. All right. Moving then to the report of the treasurer. Our first report of the treasurer. Welcome, please.
Thank you. Recommend the approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of June 2024 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
That was Mr. Furlong.
Was one?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Mrs. McGraw was the.
Sorry, it's going to take me
Oh,
a minute
that's
to
okay.
hear voices. Okay.
Go ahead and call the roll.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw? Yes. Mr. Sponseller?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Fauser?
Yes.
Mr. Hercules?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Jividen?
Yes.
Recommend the approval of the financial reports, check roster, bank reconciliation, and comparative financial reports for the months of June and July 2024 as presented, subject to audit.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Campbell, Mr. Fauser. Call the roll.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Fauser?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hercules?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Jividen?
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw? Yes. Mr. Sponseller?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Recommend the approval of a 5-year forecasting agreement contract with K-12 Business Consulting, Inc. for financial forecasting services effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th of 2025.
So moved.
Counselor?
For second.
Who was number 2?
Oh, Mr. Hofer.
Okay, that's okay. Mr. Sponseller?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Jividen?
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw? Yes. Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Fauser?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hercules?
Yes.
The following is, there's no requirement for board action. We are just providing you with the annual commercial paper reporting requirement for fiscal 2024.
So moved.
Nope.
Don't need to-
No action.
Don't even need it. FYI. Does that conclude the report of the?
That concludes the report.
Well, fantastic. We will move right on to the report of the superintendent.
All right, well, we're going to take a little field trip.
Oh, yay!
Not to the new, but we're going, I just give a little bit of a background. As you know, 6 years ago, we really had a focus on safety. And it has evolved, but it also reminds us that we have to practice every year and reinvent best practices. So I've always wanted you all to experience a tiny piece of what it is the staff is learning and why they're learning it. And one of the things that I love about how we train staff and students is that no matter where a student goes or a staff member goes, if it's to the mall or to a concert, they have some things that they can do immediately to be safe. And we know that it can, something horrible can happen anywhere. So we're going to go outside and across to the public safety building, and Lieutenant Saylor and our fire academy teacher, Jason Toth, will give you a quick little rundown. Okay?
Sweet.
Oh, there you go.
And I would suggest we do what they say.
Wow. You can't tell who it was.
I'm trying to make eye contact.
Don't bring your keys and leaving.
Wait a minute, that's Steve.
Don't you want to give you? Don't you want to give you
Yeah,
that?
I know.
How are you, sir? I'm all right.
Enjoy your night. Yeah, I saw the missing chair.
When's the first football game? When's the first football game with a new field, right?
Next week, next Friday.
All right, I think we'll go ahead with Mr. Clark to give us a quick little,
But
they're coming.
the first game, the first
home gives
Lots of
day.
communication with students though, so that's good. The office has been busy, council's been busy.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
I always count days till school starts by how many days I have shorts left to wear, and I'm down to 3. So, I'm down to 3. So it's getting close, I know that. One thing that jumps out at us, just kind of thinking as we start the year out, this year we're going to start the year with 346 juniors.
Wow.
And we have 248 remaining seniors. So obviously some of that's the growth of the dental program. But some of our programs that traditionally haven't been as full have really filled those last few spots. So still a couple waiting lists, but just, we're about where we can be. And as far as our academics and keeping students here, we've added a couple more students to stay with us all day, make those classes a little bigger, and just great work by Krista and the team as far as getting all of our stuff to look uniform and pretty. And it'll be exciting on orientation night here on Tuesday for families to see. Maybe we'll get a peek at dental, we're not sure. We'll see how everything goes. But I think we're all planned up for Tuesday night. Kids will come in and get their final forms, which this is the first year that we're using final forms, which matches 3 of our home schools. So that's a bonus for families. They do have to fill it out again, but at least they know how. So it can happen quicker. But other than that, we're ready to roll. And they're going to show up. And we'll be here again before you know it and showing you pictures of them on the aerial lifts and stuff out there, because that's coming right out of the gate.
Yep.
Anybody have any questions for me? Perfect. Yes.
How many pig roasts and roast beefs did you do this summer? Smokes and then, yeah.
13. We did 13 shows.
Oh, wow.
13 shows and 4 to go. But they're little. They're just little ones to go. But yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, it's keeps me busy.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I always count down the end of summer because I don't have to wear makeup in the summertime. So that's my countdown, shorts, makeup, So anyway, we're back, obviously. Adult Ed started this week. So we started our cosmetology program and our hair design program on Monday. So we are back from 8 in the morning until 9 at night as of Monday. So we're ready to roll again. Summer is usually the busiest time for adult ed. You will see some new handbooks on the agenda and policies, plans, and procedures. The handbooks haven't changed much. We do a lot of hiring of new staff over the summer, so that's what those handbook updates are generally about. Our accrediting body, the Council on Occupational Education, which is the one that allows us to gain street cred with the feds and offer our financial aid, they require that those handbooks are consistently maintained. So if I make a staffing change, it has to be reflected, it would have to be approved. The plans, policies, and procedures are updated every single year. I certainly don't expect you to read all of that. I will happily read all of that for you, but it involves things like updating the new additions to the building, the additional square footage, the additional programs, those kinds of things. So just things that you're aware of have to be documented for our accrediting body. So those would be the changes there. Changes in terms of programs, we will be starting our dental program in the evening, much like in the high school, as part of our continued commitment for every new program to have both a high school and an adult component. We're very excited. We have a limit of 20 students, and we're up to 17. So we're absolutely thrilled that we're almost full right out of the gate. Hair design is also running. You'll see them tonight. So this will give us the opportunity to do nails, facials, and hair in the evening. So we can operate that full spa facility both during the day and in the evening. Just from last year, we had a very successful year. We are still at 100% pass rates for our cosmetology and our esthetician licenses, which is fantastic. Certainly that word has spread, and so our reputation as being a primary school of cosmetology in the area has certainly grown. Our NCLEX results for practical nursing is something that we're always worried about and looking towards. Our class that graduated in June, there were 22 of them. 18 have tested so far and 17 have passed. So we are at a 94%, which we are absolutely thrilled about. That is not an easy test. In terms of retention, we were over 80% retention for welding, cosmetology, aesthetics, nails, HVAC, and that is part of our continued commitment to not just attract students to Portage Lakes Career Center, but to retain them once they are here and make sure that they are graduating with a credential that can get them a livable wage so they can go out and be wonderful community members and continue to sing our praises and start the cycle again. So thank you for your support. Any questions for me? Perfect. Welcome back. Yes.
So I think in the paper either yesterday or today, we saw that Stark State is introducing a new, their newfangled welding type stuff. And with our upgrades, not maybe either one of you, is our program fit in with theirs, or is it a precursor to that? Is it similar to that?
Can I just answer that question?
Absolutely.
Our goal was, we knew they were in the process and ahead of us in that regards, and our direction was that we wanted to be one step better.
Okay.
So we offer the same things, that we have the same equipment. Ours is 100% brand new, everything in that. Theirs is not. Mm-hmm. The only thing that we brought in was a plasma cutter that we hadn't used anyway.
Right.
So we are all brand spanking new. I do not believe, we have 5 additional bays that we're asking businesses to put their equipment in. I do not believe they have that.
Okay, so theirs is, essentially the same thing.
It is. We are a higher learning for the adult side, and then, students would not need to go to Stark State to get welding.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's interesting reading that. So.
What she said.
Is it comparable in cost? I know I probably shouldn't ask that question, but.
For Stark State versus here for the adults, I'm sure we're probably a little cheaper.
We're cheaper because we offer, one of the benefits of a career and technical center is that we offer short-term certificates, whereas Stark State can offer that, but oftentimes it's tied into a bigger associate's degree. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. A construction update for you. For dental, you can see the renditions that people hustle to have for us, for not only you, but our students and families that will be coming on Tuesday. We are going to be able to take the families through a little portion of it on Tuesday evening, and the students as well on Wednesday when they arrive. But for dental, there is carpet on the floor. They're getting to put the other flooring in. Walls are in. The reception desk is in. The back splash of the reception desk. The furniture, the equipment, the equipment to use as a dentist will be arriving on the 26th. It comes in, it takes them 2 to 3 days to get that in. So for sure, welding will be in the lab after Labor Day, the day after Labor Day, Tuesday. So that, it is amazing that it has happened so quickly, and I cannot say enough about how wonderful Shook has been to work with as far as meeting, and if we have any concerns, it happens right away. We got the message that they would have it for us tomorrow, and we said that's too late, we need it today, and somehow they made these things happen very quickly. So it's been wonderful, and they are moving, they're working on Saturdays and Sundays right now, to get things done, and it's a wonderful thing. So we are very, very excited for that. In addition, just a reminder that, we have a refresh in here. And as you can see back here, it's very, very nice. That's all part of it. This is, totally Krista's vision of what it should look like. This was done in conjunction with our own maintenance team working on this, as well as, Shook providing something. So we're excited about that. In addition, the phlebotomy lab, when it was done, this is all part of that project. Ribbon cutting is September 26th, 1 o'clock. We already have people RSVPing. We're hoping to have several speakers we've invited the governor's office, someone from there should be coming and speaking. We believe we may be the first ribbon cutting of all of the projects, just because we were so ahead of the curveball, to get this going. So we're excited about that, and we look for many important people as well as you to be there. So stay tuned for that. All of our districts, all schools in Ohio are having to work on the science of reading under House Bill 33, and I know you all are dealing with that in your home districts. But I want to talk a little bit about, how we are doing that here, which may be a little different, or it could be the same as how your districts are doing it. But Department of Education and Workforce offers an online program, and that part is free. But I also want to make, a little bit of a statement that this is another unfunded mandate that is given to all of the districts. So our teachers, our academic teachers and our lab teachers, what they have to do is 9 hours of online instruction. If you're a special ed teacher, an English teacher, or an instructional coach, of which we have one, theirs is 20 and a half hours that they must dedicate in the learning. And administration is 7 hours of work. So how we've done that here is we assigned it to our staff before they left for the summer, and said they could, if they wanted to, work on that over the summer, but it needed to be completed by September 15th. And what also happens is we will turn in a reimbursement to the state for a very minor amount of money. Academic teachers and CTE teachers get $400, and the people who have to take the 20 hours gets $1,200. Administration gets $0. So in order to do that and to entice staff to do that, we are also offering our Professional Development Day on October 11th for that. So if you get it all completed by September 15th, then you will have the day off on October 11th. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a preview of how we're doing that. So I guess we can jump into the agenda now. Item number 2, we have a resignation. One of our HVAC instructors for adult ed has resigned. I'm recommending that the board approve that resignation.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Jividen?
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw?
Yes.
Mr. Sponseller?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Fauser?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hercules?
Yes.
Item number 3, employment. These are all adult education projects for you. So I'm recommending that the board approve the employment contracts in adult ed listed above.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Fauser?
Yes.
Mr. Hercules?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Jividen?
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw?
Yes.
Mr. Sponseller?
Yes.
Item number 4 is a supplemental contract for Mike Mariana. He is our welding instructor, and he's had to spend some time this summer in working with ordering of equipment and getting the curriculum up and going, so we wanted to be able to offer him up to 10 hours to work on that. I'm recommending that the board approve the supplemental contract listed.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hercules?
Yes.
Mr. Jividen?
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw?
Yes.
Mr. Sponseller?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Fauser?
Yes.
Item number 5, a revised 24-25 adult ed student handbook. I'm recommending that you approve that.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Fauser?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hercules?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Jividen?
Yes.
And Mr. Sponseller?
Yes.
Item number 6 is our annual approval of adult ed plans, guidelines, and procedures, and I'm recommending that you approve as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hercules?
Yes.
Mr. Mr. Bowser,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Jividan,
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw,
Yes.
Mr. Sponseller,
Yes.
Mr. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Cohen.
Yes.
Item number 7, this is not for vote. This is our first reading of 3 board policies. The first one is artificial intelligence. This is not a required policy at this time. I'm certain that it will be a required policy in the future, but we're trying to get ahead of that to try to make sure that everything is in place to make sure that we are protecting our staff, our students, and our district. Artificial intelligence, I cannot tell you, my inbox has probably tripled with information in regards to artificial intelligence just this summer. There's a lot going on with that. We have already had professional development last year for our staff. Our partnership with NeoNet also helps us to keep on top of artificial intelligence. We only have 2 softwares that our staff are allowed to use in regards to artificial intelligence, and our students are not, at this point, approved for any. But we have a process in place for how we would approve if it comes to that, and we would certainly rely heavily on NeoNet for a partnership with that. Cybersecurity, another hot topic, and it's a process and procedure for protecting student information. Again, NeoNet, we work in partnership with them, in regards to that. And this has nothing to do with it, but the amount of public record requests that we have received just this summer, particularly in regards to vendors, but I know that your superintendent and treasurer are having to deal with a lot more than what we deal with, but a lot of times it has to do with student information and what we have to do by law to give whoever requests it but this helps to tighten that up a little bit. Also, you know that by July of 2025, districts have to adopt a cell phone policy, and we are moving ahead with that, as I'm sure your districts are. We are choosing limited use, not no use. I also want to remind us that, we have juniors and seniors, and we are preparing them for the workforce, and workforce either allows phones to be used depending on what you do, or they do not. So all of our students will be asked in each of their classrooms to put their phone in a little pocket that's on the door typically, and if they are only out during academic and lab times when needed and prescribed by the teacher. But walking in the hall or in the cafeteria, they can use the cell phone. So we're not locking them away all day, but trying to mimic a little bit the workforce, and that's what we're preparing them for. So we will ask for, a vote on those 3 policies next month.
That concludes
That's me.
the report of the superintendent. Excellent. Does anyone have any new business for the board? No? All right, we'll move to board members informal. And it's a new school year. I'll just start at this end. We'll work toward Dave. It's great to be back. That was a nice little break. We had a lot of stuff to do prior to the little break, so it was great that we managed to get all that stuff done. I want to welcome Laurel. Welcome aboard. I want to thank Lillian for all her work, keeping us on the rails while we went through this transition. So that was wonderful. Kim, thank you as well for piloting the ship. We appreciate it greatly. And welcome back, everybody. It's going to be fun. Dave?
I attended the nursing graduation, and it went off very well. I was very impressed. And it's always amazing that one of the students was working. I can't think of her name. And I had it laid out. I was going to bring it, but with the shuffle of things. She worked a full-time job, came to school, worked full-time, passed with honors, I believe, and got a scholarship and had a job lined up. So I'm always impressed that people, and she was not senior, not junior, she was in the middle of the life and made a career change, and I was very impressed with that. So, and there was a lot of nurses that did that through that course and graduated. I was very impressed. Yeah, but it bodes well to mention all that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, just, I think it's amazing all the things that we've been able to accomplish since they gave us the grant and said, go ahead, and it was just like full speed ahead, so. For those, everybody's been through a building project, it never goes fast, but it just seems like,
This one.
until all of a sudden, it's just like at lightning speed, it's there, and it's, I mean, it's exciting to see it from the standpoint of, you know, utilizing the space, creating some new space, you know, just all the things that we've done under your leadership, Ken, through, you know, through the years, and it really has transformed things. I think the comparison to Stark State on the welding stuff, where they did it, you know, an entire like front page
Yeah.
on the Beacon Journal and stuff like that, and it's just like you're just sitting there, and it's just like you'd love to call them up and say, but we're just one better than. Not that it's a competition, but they are the competition, right? So, and it's great that you bring involved, you know, some of the. I think part of the. I didn't see anything in there where they have local businesses as to partnership with them, which I think, you know, makes that even one step ahead of the game for those that are, you know. Obviously, if you're training on their equipment, it's easy just to go, you know, go right there and start the next day. So, kudos to you guys for, you know, for the vision and continuing to look forward. And congratulations to Mr. Hofer. We got word today on an OSBA award for. I knew I was going to forget the title of it. But,
Aptitude.
His aptitude.
Recognized. He was recognized.
So it's you know, well deserved, and congratulations. A lot of hard work goes into that. I know you're a lot of dedication. So awesome to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. We're back, and you've been recognized. That's what they say. It's always wonderful to come in and see what's going on and how we're setting up for the new year. It's amazing how all that things, and I remember the day that this all happened, we were all just sitting around going, Ms. Redmond said, hey, we've got this thing we've had to get, well, let's work on it right now, and we started that night, and I think we had it signed and ready to go within a week, so it was amazing. Anyway, so the wheels of progress are not going to be impeded by us.
No, no.
We're pushing. That's it.
I just want to commend all of you with, I know it's been a busy summer around here with construction. And you guys have really been like teamwork. And it's nice to have the new treasurer at the meeting. And the room looks beautiful here. You did a phenomenal job. And the demonstrations outside, the safety, that was pretty awesome. And thank you for the shirt.
Whoever picked this pattern back here, I want to be best friends with you.
Krista.
Right?
You don't do
I love
anything
it.
without
It's
Krista.
fantastic. You're definitely great. I had a gentleman I worked with on Thursday who's in the communications department, and I do the banners at the stadium banners. And so I said, you want to learn how to use InDesign? And he's like, yes. So he came over and showed me some stuff, and I was really impressed with what he knew, how he was organized, because that just doesn't happen. Like the thought process behind being organized as a designer, you don't think we're organized, but we definitely are. And I asked his mom what he thought whenever he left, and she goes, he walked into PLCC as just kind of this kid with not a real direction, and he walked out like his head is high. He's in charge of himself, and I was so impressed with that. And I've known this kid for a long time, and just really good job. Make sure Mrs. Eibel gets told or gets to see whatever. I'm really happy with this kid because he could have just gotten lost, and he's pretty fantastic. So thank you so much.
Well, I'm thinking about the students coming back next week, and I'm thinking back to when I was in high school. You know, it was not a one-room schoolhouse, but it was a while back. And I remember like there was this like balance of anxiety and excitement, and so I'm wondering like, you know, new schools were not built in the 90s when I was in high school, so I'm wondering like what's that's like. There's probably not as much anxiety. It's probably very exciting, like for the kids coming here for welding, you know, to come into a all new environment, and the kids come in for the dental assisting, like that's a really cool thing for those kids coming in the first year. Like,
But you know, don't you think it's it's amazing that, if we all think about when we were in high school, no matter when it was, that to choose to go to a whole different school, and leave your friends and what you're that's a huge, huge decision
Stepping out
that
of your
students and
comfort
families
zone,
make,
yeah.
and we are very appreciative of that, but I'm sure there's a little bit of nerves.
Of course, the kids from our district probably have a level of anxiety about
Yeah.
starting here 3 weeks before they start
Yes.
at their own.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they
Well,
need to.
I still have anxiety every time I go into a school.
Still to this day.
I'm with you.
No, the updates have been great. I'm really excited. I know my daughter, she'll be here for her senior year for nursing program, so I'm excited for that. And she'll be up and getting ready and leaving the house more often, which is good. And then I love the safety thing outside, very interactive, and I love the way that it cascades through the whole team. That's really cool to see that, all those layers. So, very good.
I want to add something to that because I went through the police academy after high school. I took a lot of fire training for wildfire fighting. I never learned to use a fire extinguisher as a weapon like that. That's a great thing.
I will add to that. I work from home, and I'm going to have a fire extinguisher in my office upstairs because one of these days I might be on the news and I got
They said you're gonna save a
extinguisher.
life,
I
so-
may, it might be mine, but thank you for teaching me.
Fire extinguisher sales are going up today.
Yeah.
Today.
Conceal and carry.
Mr. Furlong, Mrs. McGraw, you did fantastic with that safety demonstration. Mr. Hofer, you're going to have to practice. a little.
I'm sorry, you are the weakest link.
I recognize another.
Wow. Certification.
How quickly it goes.
I will take criticism on how I need to improve this, we always improve on things here.
That's right.
You did.
That's right.
You need a practice squeeze. You didn't do the practice.
Next month, we'll have another demonstration.
I was told to aim and go up.
Fantastic refresh. I mean, as soon as I came in here, I'm like, this really pops back here. And I love the black, and it's just done a fantastic. This is a really modern looking room, and really, I don't know, it just ties in really nicely. So, good luck with the start of the new year. I can't believe it's here already again. And my gosh, where's the time going? I also have a senior in high school, and I'm just, well, it's crazy. She was just in kindergarten. Yeah, so good luck.
I want to add one thing about the fire extinguisher. There, at one time, we had a bat in our house.
Here we go, stories.
I didn't know what to do, So I called the fire department. I says, what should I do? They said, well, we got a big fire extinguisher. So I ran up to the fire station, got the extinguisher, ran in the house. This bat's about, with his wingspan, it was huge, about this big.
Huge.
So I ran in there.
It grew from the
I was
time
like
you
a
left.
warrior. Man, I sprayed that thing, did all the walls, and it fell, and it did the trick. I had to repaint all the walls and do the whole room.
Could have just opened the door.
We got the bat.
Yeah, open the door. Go.
A note for when you have a bat in your house, a tennis racket works great. Yeah, just
I'm calling
served
Rick.
it right down to the base.
Cat is helpful.
I'm calling Rick.
It's also flying around our house, like room to room, down the halls.
So,
All right, well, we will be adjourning to an executive session. Our next meeting, by the way, no action will be taken after the executive session, so we're really done here. Our next meeting will be Thursday, September 19th at 6 p.m. here
Yes.
in this room. With that, we need a motion and a second to adjourn.
No, need to go in executive session.
To adjourn to an executive session.
So moved.
To move to executive session. So we got a move and a second.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Hofer, Mrs. McGraw.
We can go down to the welding room.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw,
Yes.
Mr. Sponseller,
yes.
Mr. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Cohen,
Yes.
Mr. Fauser,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hercules.
Yes.
Mr. Jividen.
Yes.
What time?
6:51.
Are we moving?
Just go down to the well, where we were before, because otherwise we'd have to wait for him to get out. And it's just easier.
Can't wait to get the student of the month next month.
Just need your signature.